Yo, welcome back to my channel. This week I'm going to be talking about Us. I saw it the weekend that it came out because why the fuck would I not? I love Jordan Peele's movies. There's a whole one of them before this one. But it was so good. I don't see why I wouldn't watch this one. He's also making Twilight Zone, and it's pretty dope. If you haven't watched it, you probably should watch that too. Unless you don't like Twilight Zone, which, why would you not like Twilight Zone? Anyway, back to Us. So, this one starts off with them at the boardwalk in Santa Cruz at nighttime, hella fucking late. Her dad is playing a game and wins her a prize, which was a t-shirt. We need to fucking get on that at the Puyallup Fair, the Washington State Fair. Why do we give away t-shirts as prizes? Because we should. Thriller t-shirt she gets. And they're doing their thing. Dad goes to play a game. Mom's like, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. She's gonna come with me. And Dad's like, nah, it's okay, it's all good, she can stay. She goes. Kid walks away, of course. And she goes into all the way down to the beach. She gets far as hell. 15 minutes. They say she was going for 15 minutes, but I don't feel like it was 15 minutes. Not only does she go down to the beach, but she goes into the fun house, sees the doppelganger, and that whole situation with that happens, and you're telling me that was only 15 minutes. Doubt it. She does that, goes into the fun house, sees her little doppelganger, and then it cuts off. It doesn't show you the end, which obviously something wild happened if it's just not going to show you the end of that whole little situation. So then it shows them her later on in life as she's older, and she is on her way back to Santa Cruz with her family, not having a great time because she doesn't want to go back there. And they're chilling in their car, and then they're listening to I Got Five on it, and she's trying to have her son catch the beat. Just go on beat. As she's snapping her fingers, not on beat. Anybody else notice that? I was watching it and I was like, she's not on beat. And I was like, maybe she is, and I'm just being stupid. And then I'm like, she's definitely not on beat. So they make it there. Her husband wants to go to the beach, but she absolutely does not want to go to the beach. And he whines and cries. And so she finally goes, but she wants him to be back before dark, which I get. And so they go with their little friends that are absolutely ridiculous. Her friend, Kitty, who hates her husband, just seems like she's not like him at all whatsoever. They're talking. She's just acting really weird. Adelaide is this whole time. Just really fucking weird. And so they have that whole beach situation. Then they go back to the house at night. They're all chatting it up, having a fun time, going to sleep. And then she's telling her husband, Gabe, about how she has a weird feeling and she wants to leave. It just feels weird for her to be there. And she said that she's seen someone that looked just like her when she was younger. And then one of my favorite parts, he says that he thinks he could beat her up, because if she's just like her, I'm pretty sure I could beat her ass, or whatever he says. Which doesn't make her happy because she's not in a jokey mood. And so that happens, and then as they're talking, the lights go out. Never a good sign. Never a good sign. It wasn't storming outside, so why would the lights go out? So then they go, and there's a family standing outside in the driveway. Gabe goes out there, and he's like, can you guys go? Which, of course, they don't fucking move. And he goes back inside. Then he gets a bat this time. If you want to start a problem, we can have a problem. She does the clap thing. And the family's like, they go around the house to go chase them. They go in the house. And then Abraham, Gabe's tether, goes to the front door. And they think he can't get in, but he knows where the extra key is underneath a rock. AKA, what type of white people shit is that? I'm not quoting him exact, but that's what I heard in my head. And so they come inside, and they all go in the living room, and they stand in front of them as they're sitting there. They're like, who are you? And Jason, the son, is like, it's us. The most iconic part from the trailer. And so they're sitting there, and Red's on the other side. She's the only one that can talk, which already had me a little bit wondering what was going on because she could talk. Her voice, though, was not okay. There was something wrong with it. I don't know why she talked like that. Because I feel like if she was talking, then she would have kept talking, which wouldn't have made her voice sound weird if she was talking anyway. If she would have not been learning something when she just start talking like them, rather than her voice getting all weird, I don't know. Another thing about her talking, how would her vocabulary ever exceed the little tiny one she had when she was a kid if nobody else was talking? Like, was there a TV? Do they get to watch TV? I don't know. They don't explain that either. There's a lot of things he doesn't explain. I have a lot of questions about this movie. So many questions about this movie. And Gabby's screaming in the background, but that's okay. We'll just ignore it. Then Red has them all split up. The girls both run Zara because they are, well, she's a track star up here. So I would assume that she's just wildly running around in the tunnels down there too. So then they go to run outside because they're all trying to kill each other. They're trying to get untethered. And so she has them chase each other. They have the boy, Jason, go play with each other in the closet. And Gabe and Abraham, I don't remember what they did. All I know is that they ended up on the boat. I don't know if they were supposed to go to the boat. I don't remember that part. But they end up on the boat. Now, he kills him pretty fast. Gabe was on that shit. He was on that shit. Everybody else, not so much. Red had Adelaide handcuff herself to the table, which I don't know why she handcuffed herself to a stupid part of the table and not to a part that she could get away from. Why would she not handcuff herself to the leg of the table so she could just slide the table off? I don't know. People do interesting things in scary movies. But if I was in that situation, I probably wouldn't think that either. I'd be scared. And I'd be like, oh, let me handcuff myself to this one part I could never get off in my life. During that, their friends are getting murdered in their house. I just want to know how they know where they are at all times. If they don't go up there, how would they know where they are? Do they, like, get attracted to them or something? Beats me. Well, they're getting murdered. They have a little, like, wannabe Alexa in their house. I think it's called Ophelia. And she's like, Ophelia, call the police. And it starts playing Fuck the Police by NWA. Which, the first words of that song are, fuck the police coming straight from the underground. Which, that's related to the movie. And that's pretty funny. Also, they come to their house and they're listening to Fuck the Police and they're just like, oh, whatever. They listen to NWA all the time. Like, they're not questioning the fact that they're listening to NWA. That's okay. So then they go over there, they find all their friends dead. Then the kids kill the twins. And they all manage to kill all the tethered that's over there at that house. But then when they're going to leave, one of them gets back up and then the mom kills her. She grabs the scissors and is stabbing her, like in an animalistic, weird type of way that kind of throws you off. And her son's watching her like, Mom, you alright? Wish she wasn't. It didn't seem like it. So then they take their car and they go driving away, which they see the daughters tether being creepy, as they do best. So they just drive and try to hit her, but she jumps on the car, of course, because she's nuts. And she tries to stab them through the windshield. Doesn't happen. She's trying to get her off of the car. She drives super fast, then she stops, so she flies off the car. Then the mom gets out to go kill her, which she does. They go driving. It's morning time. They make it to the boardwalk. They see Jason's tether out there with a car on fire behind him. And then it shows that he has like a trail of gas going underneath the car to the car on fire. They're going to light it on fire so that it would blow up the car. But then Jason is paying attention to the tether and he walks backwards and he just follows him back into the fire. So he's on fire, just dying. That's how he dies. He walks into a fire. Jason controls him. Didn't know they could do that. Okay. So then while Jason's back there, Red comes and kidnaps him and runs off. Like, they're fast as fuck. They're so fucking fast. She runs off with him. And they're like, oh my god. The dad and the daughter stay in an ambulance because the dad got hurt earlier. So he's really not trying to chase her and get him from down there. Adelaide goes to save him. Goes specifically to the fun house through a door that's hidden behind a panel. Hidden doors behind panels. That's the shit. That's the shit in these movies. And then she goes down an escalator and keeps going down and down and down through all these doors. While I was watching this, I was wondering how she knew exactly where to go, because that doesn't even make sense. But, you know, some people don't think about things like that. Then she goes down there, and there's a bunch of bunnies escaped running around the ground. She finds Red, explains the tethered, which were made by the government to control the people on the surface by using them instead. But it turns out that they were messed up and it failed. Didn't work out. They were not doing their shit. The people on the surface were just controlling them down there anyway. So they leave them in the tunnels and they're just mindlessly doing whatever the people are doing on the surface down in the tunnel, which I don't get. When the people go to places, do they move in the tunnels underground? Is there enough all over? Like when they go vacation, when they're not always at Santa Cruz, it's not where they live, but they manage to be back there when they get there again. See what I'm saying? They have to move around because they have to meet their husbands and wives so that they have the kids with them. Now, the whole thing about them talking and me not understanding why she couldn't talk, I guess she does grab her by the throat, but she's a little kid. I don't think a little kid could possibly do anything that would damage someone's voice box that crucially. It's a movie. Not everything makes sense in movies. Not everything makes sense in movies. So they're fighting each other, which is a pretty good fight. Nobody killed their tether as fast as Gabe did while they were fighting. Jason didn't even fight his, so he doesn't count in this. But Gabe had to fight his, and he still got him, like, pretty quick. Adelaide finally gets her and takes over, and then she chokes her as she's making some weird animal noises that makes you question her again. And her son can see her through a closet he's hiding in, which I don't know if I would go with my mom after that. I don't know. And also, them being down there, you mean to tell me the only thing that's stopping them from going up is a down escalator? They made it up eventually. Why didn't they always go up? Why didn't they always go up? What did they think was gonna happen? They make it back to the ambulance with Gabe and Zora in it, and they start driving away, and then she goes back to that night to finish the rest of her story, where she finds herself in there, and then she chokes her. She drags her down to where they are, and she handcuffs her to the bed, where she steals her Thriller shirt, because hers is a weird faded one that she got underground, which I don't understand. Again, how was there an exact replica of that shirt underground, just faded? Explain. Anyway, she switches shirts with her, and then she goes up to trade places with her on the surface. She goes back, and her parents are panicking. She goes to, like, a therapist because she won't talk, which obviously is because she can't talk, so she doesn't talk at all for a really long time when she gets up there. I don't know how they didn't realize there was something serious going on with their kid just not talking at all whatsoever after she could talk all the way. That doesn't make sense. Here comes Tuki. Tuki, can you move, please? Thanks. And Tuki, her kid looks at her in an interesting way because he knows that it might not be the actual person and that she's the bad person. I guess they wouldn't be bad, but just the doppelganger and not the person who's supposed to be on the surface. I would have been a little freaked out too after seeing her murder someone and make animal noises. While they're driving away, it pans out and shows all the tethered standing together doing the Hands Across America, which is what Red wanted them to do because the Hands Across America t-shirt was the only thing she really had left of the surface. And I guess she had a weird concept of it in her head because she was a kid. This is my review of Us. I really loved it. Rating, give it like a 4.8 out of 5 because I had so many questions that I'm not even asking on here, and I don't appreciate when movies do that at all. Jordan Peele, answer my questions, please. Thank you for watching another one of my videos or your very first video of mine. If you're not yet subscribed, subscribe to my channel. Click the like button on this video. Thank you very much. I'm Audi 5000.